hypnotism, brainwash. Your son is dying here. You don't have money to take care of him. You are sending $2,000 apart from the 100 we are sending every month. You are still saying God only something spoke to you. Something spoke to you. He thought it was the Holy Ghost, but he didn't know that it is the euphoria that was happening of the hall. The emotions, the gimmicks in the hall is what is speaking to him, and he is saying it's the Holy Ghost. Then later on, when he loses everything, because he's going to lose the money, and it's because he's believing that God will heal the son, and that son will not be healed for one simple reason. I know the son will not be healed. It's not because I'm cursing them, but I know because their faith is in man. Their faith is in man, and that man, all of us, me or Benny, all of us are limited. All of us we cannot do anything. You know, the son will not be healed because their faith is in Benny. Because he said, I can stick my life out for Benny. So that means Benny is your number one. The person you respect most is the number one authority in your life.
To do it, we need to do that.
The words they speak out, it really touches us, and it's just like I can do anything for them.
You can no money too.
I can do anything for them because of the word they speak. See, this is the same thing that is happening in all these churches. The word they speak. They promise us something, and because of the greed for the thing we need, we put our needs above God. And because we have put our needs above God, then we begin to worship anybody that it promises us to meet that need, that promises us a miracle to solve that problem. We begin to, worship that person. So,
ministry.
Not that church.
Spoke to me last night at the Colosseum Center where the crusade was going on, and he said, donate him another $2,000, and which I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that.
The words they speak out, it really touches us, and it's just like I can do anything for them.
You give your money to the ministry before you would even buy food for yourself.
Oh yes, yeah,
Stop.
Yeah.
We will send the money to the ministry even if we cannot buy food for ourselves. We will give the money to Benny even though we cannot buy food for ourselves in our own house. That is what is happening in Africa too. People have been so brainwashed and they don't even know that they are brainwashed.
I can stake my life on Pastor Benny's words. And God spoke to me last night at the Colosseum Center where the crusade was going on, and he said, donate him another $2,000, and which I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that.
The words they speak out, it really touches us, and it's just like I can do anything for them.
You give your money to the ministry before you would even buy food for yourself.
Oh yes, yeah.
As soon as we get our earnings, the first thing we do, we take out God's portion of it.
Stop.
Come.
As soon as we earn our salary, our earnings, the first thing we do, we take out what we are supposed to send to Benny, and they call it, that is God's portion. You see, that's what I was talking about yesterday. These people have brainwashed them so much to think that anything that you give to them, it is God who give it to. You give it to God, God's portion. So where is God's account number? Does God send to collect the money? It's because they have been brainwashed so much that anything you give to them, it's not them you give it to, it's God. So they are the ones collecting for God here on earth. Of course, that's why they are the richest. Of course, that's why they are the most wealthiest people.
First, the church. God is first, the church is second, and third, the family.
Stop. God is first, church is second, and third is the family. So what is the one God is first, goes to church, Pastor Benny. Church is second, goes to the pastor. The first, God is first, goes to Benin. Second is church, goes to the pastor. And third, only family, what we can eat, what we cannot be able to eat. That's not true.
I can do anything for them.
You'd give your money to the ministry before you would even buy food for yourself.
Oh yes, yeah.
As soon as we get our earnings, the first thing we do, we take out God's portion of it.
God first, the church.
God is first, the church is second, and third the family.
Now the son is still lying there, the son is still alive, because they are still hoping that God will heal their son. But I'm telling you, God will not heal their son. Even without seeing this video, I already know, because their faith is in man. And they are so much desperate for that healing. The desperation for that healing, that healing, that need has become an idol for them. That need for the healing has become the God. It's no more God that they are pursuing, but benefit.
7 weeks after the crusade, Ashley Prakash was dead.
Stop. See? See what I told you? Benin has prayed for them. They said they are healed already. They should go. Healing has come. Healing will come. 7 weeks later, after that crusade, that child is dead. And the parents were sending money for all these years. Because God will not allow us to make an idol of anyone apart from himself. God will not allow anybody or anything to replace him.
The family scattered his ashes.
And in Africa, there are so many people who are dying like this, because the church has promised them that they will have miracles, or because they have given money to the church or to the pastor, to the men of God, miracle must come.
On the waters of the Columbia River, near the place where Ashley had first learned to swim.
Being his parents, we miss him a lot. We loved him. He was our baby. We didn't believe when the doctor said that there's a regrowth of the tumor. We didn't believe him either. And he said that he's going to die, and we didn't believe him. We believed in the God, and we had faith that God's going to heal him.
I just thought, God, what I was expecting, this didn't happen, and why you took my kid away from me? We were only very little family for.
You see, people are thinking it is God to blame. Why should you blame God? Blame the people who have brainwashed you. Blame the people who have deceived you. It is not God to blame, but we blame God. God has taken us over. God didn't heal us. But your faith was in Benin. You just said it.
People in the house, and I loved Estelle so much. After he died, I just couldn't take it. My very beloved kid has gone.
I know there is a generational curse. Maybe it originated from me or from my parents, because that curse lasts for 3 or 4 generations.
Stop. You see now the explanation they gave him in the church is because your curse, you have a curse from your father's generation, and it's because it's for 3 and 4 generation curse. It is the curse that made the boy to die. All the curses were not destroyed. There are some curses in your father's generation that couldn't be destroyed. So that's why you couldn't get healing. What is that?
I hate it from Pastoral.
There's a battle raging, and it's raging right now. A fierce, all-out attack against you, against everything of great value in your life. But my dear, dear friend, your commander-in-chief has full supremacy, absolute authority, and he's decreed and declared that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. On this broadcast, you're about to discover how to receive for yourself his miraculous anointing of provision and protection. Stay right where you are. I'm not
What's happening? Shut up.
that I'm going to take you at your word. I'm going to stand up in faith and I'm going to sow an Isaiah 54:17 seed of $54.17. Let's go to the phone. Do it right now. Right now.
Go back a little bit. He's going to, he said, God has said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And it's written in Isaiah 54:17. So for you to get that blessings, for no weapon against you that is formed against you shall come to pass, you have to Isaiah 54:17. You have to sow 54. What did he say you should sow? Wait, let's hear.
Where you are, I'm not perfect. And I'm going to take you at your word. I'm going to stand up in faith and I'm going to sow an Isaiah 54:17 seed of $54.17. Let's go to the phone. Do it right.
He's not saying he is going to sow. He's telling people that they have to stand on that word, that I am standing on your word, Lord, and I am going to, for that word to come to pass, that, no weapon, no weapon that is formed against you shall prosper. So you have to sow. You have to tell God, I take you by your word, and I'm sowing a seed of $54.17 for that promise, that no weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. So for it to come to pass, I have to sow the seed. So everybody who is watching them on TV, there might be 2 million people watching, 1 million people watching, all of them should send the money now so that the word of God will come to pass in their life. That no weapon that is formed against them shall prosper. It is the God of Mammon that is destroying them. That is Mammon right there. God Almighty said, freely have you received, freely give. God Almighty gave the word for free. He gave us the Bible for free. The promises for free. And now these ones are saying, pay for it. That is Mammon. That is insulting God. That is destroying God's name.
Yes.
That is destroying God's name. For the word of God to come to pass. Abba. Now that is too much. That is too much.
Right now, this is take you at your word. I'm going to stand up in faith and I'm going to sow an Isaiah 54:17 seed of $54.17. Let's go to the phone. Do it right now. Go to the phone. Right now, this is a moment of faith that may never, ever, ever be repeated again. But God is saying, if you're hearing this word, take hold of it. Seize this moment. Claim this word right now as your own word and say, no, that's me. That's my family. That's my business. That's my ministry. That's my church. Lord, those are my children. That's my marriage. So I feel the adversary releasing your stranglehold. Are you going to your phone? $54.17. Are you going to your phone right now?
Verse 17 is the last verse of Isaiah chapter 54. You know what Isaiah chapter 55 verse 1 says? Now why don't we sow a $55.01 seed into Ron Parsley's ministry? That would be more money. That would be, what, 84 cents more money than a 54.17 seed, right? So why not Isaiah 55:1? Well, this is why. Ho, everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. You who have no money, come, buy and eat. Come, buy wine and milk without money and without cost.
So that is Isaiah 55, the very next verse and chapter, say, come and take without money, come and drink without money. But he's not showing them that scripture. He's showing them the scripture that they should bring money. Even though that scripture doesn't talk about money. Let's go to Africa now. Let's go to Africa and have a look. And have a look of another one of this, what an experience that a lady is telling about our own experience in Africa. So let's have a look at this one.
First of all, this year they said everybody that we should bring
handkerchief, white handkerchief, and olive oil.
Which church are you attending?
It's a Faith Gospel Church.
Okay.
So, and I was in Benin here. I was attending St. Joseph Choosing Church of God. They now transfer me to Awushi. So I don't know which church to go, and I joined Christ Choosing. So what removed me from Christ Choosing? If you are a deaconess, they have amount of money you have to pay, whether you have the money or not, you go and borrow. I went for fasting, we went to headquarters, and the pastor now came and said, all the pregnant women, if you know you are pregnant, you have to pay 2,000 naira for safe delivery if you do not want operation. So I now said, no, that it doesn't go in line with the Bible. The Bible says that we shall deliver like the Hebrew women. Attend. First of all, this year they said everybody that we should bring handkerchief, white handkerchief, and olive oil.
Which church are you attending?
It's a Faith Gospel Church.
Okay.
So, and I was in Benin here. I was attending St. Joseph Choosing Church of God. They now transfer me to Awushi. So I don't know which church to go, and I joined Christ Choosing. So what removed me from Christ Choosing? If you are a deaconess, they have amount of money you have to pay, whether you have the money or not, you go and borrow.
So for you to be a leader, if you are a leader, first of all, you have to be paying your tithe. They control. Most of these churches, you cannot be a leader if you are not paying your tithe regularly or some other seats. But in this particular church, Lord's Chosen church, if you are a deacon even or deaconess, you always have to pay, apart from tithe and everything, you have to pay something, some money to be a deaconess. For you to be a deaconess and a leader, you have to, there is a tariff for you that you are a deaconess. That's that true?
Choosing, if you are a deaconess, they have amount of money you have to pay, whether you have the money or not, you go and borrow.
So either you have the money or not, you go and borrow, because it's a privilege for you to be a leader in the church. It's a privilege for you to be a deaconess. So you have to pay every month your charge or the money that you are a leader, that you've been trusted to be a leader. That is Lord's Chosen Church. Okay?
I went for fasting. So what removed me from Christ Choosing? If you are a deaconess, they have amount of money you have to pay, whether you have the money or not, you go and borrow. I went for fasting, we went to headquarters.
Which means they are making people to go into debt. People are going into debt. You go and borrow even if you don't have the money. You go and borrow it. It means people are going to debt. People are already poor. People, and they're still losing their money and they're still not getting anything for it.
So what removed me from Christ Choosing? If you are a deaconess, they have amount of money you have to pay, whether you have the money or not, you go and borrow. I went for fasting, we went to headquarters, and the pastor now came and said, all the pregnant women, if you know you are pregnant, you have to pay 2,000 naira for safe delivery if you do not want operation.
Wow, stop. If you are pregnant and you have any pregnant woman in the church, you have to go and pay 2,000 naira to the pastor, to the church, for safe delivery. Safe delivery payment. Because you are pregnant. Because if you don't pay that money, there is no guarantee that you have safe delivery. And that is because in that country, everybody knows the country has poor delivery system, poor medical system. So a lot of people have problems. So for you not to have problem, that problem, cesarean section people go through, or people die when they are giving birth, the child could die or the mother could die. So for it not to happen to you, $2,000 cash. 2,000 naira cash. 2,000 naira, sorry. And so if you cannot pay that, then you are going to stand a risk. And they are exploiting people's problems. They are exploiting people's sorrow, people's conditions. That's what they are taking advantage of. And people's desires, people's lust, people's greed, and people's needs are being exploited to enrich these pastors and churches. Okay, what's that?
You know you are pregnant. You have to pay 2,000 naira for safe delivery if you do not want operation. So I just said that no, that it doesn't go in line with the Bible. The Bible says that we shall deliver like the Hebrew women. So the women, they started panicking, they were borrowing money there. So I left that church to join Faith Gospel Mission. Then the other one is this issue, because this January my son refused. They said we should sow seed on our prayer request to 2,000. So my son said we cannot bribe God, that if you have a request, don't tell God. But
stop. That's another issue. If you have any prayer request, you have to sow seed with that prayer request. So you have any need, any prayer request, another 2,000 seed. You have to sow seed for your... You have to water your seed. You have to sow 2,000 naira for the prayer to get to God. You've got to bribe God first before God can answer your prayers. Any prayer request must come with seed. 2,000 naira seed for God, for you to come with that prayer request to the church. Otherwise, your prayer request will not be read out, and the pastor will not pray for the prayer request. I mean, and people are saying I should not talk. People in Nigeria say I should not show video, I should not talk. I should not talk, not show videos. Who will then talk? Who will show videos? Who will talk? Who will stop it? Who will stop it? They are discrediting God. Okay, here we go.
If you don't, they will call your name as if you are inferior if you do not pay that money. So I wrote a request, not with all my heart. I look for that money. I put 2,000 naira inside the envelope. So they put the letters, the request on the altar. Plenty requests. So we are putting 5,000. So suddenly we came to church. They said the thief came to remove all the money from the altar.
Stop. Do you know what happened? This lady, other people used to give the money for the prayer request, but the day she came with her own prayer request and she didn't have the money, she went to borrow the money and she put it there. And many other women that she knew who had prayer requests, anybody with prayer request was always pay. Some people were paying 5,000, some people were paying 2,000, but you have to pay. So then they went there. I mean, after they had to be prayed for the next day. So when they went to the office to be prayed for, they said, no, thieves, robbers came to the church after they collected all the money for the prayer request, all the money, big money. They said the thieves came and stole everything away. Now, for them to now get the prayers, they still have to pay, go and look for another money to pay because thieves have stolen the money you brought yesterday. What is that? What is that? That's rubbish. That's just rubbish. That's exploitation.
Inside the envelope. So they put the letters, the request on the altar. Plenty requests. So we are putting 5,000. So suddenly we came to church. They said the thief came to remove all the money from the altar. Then they said they now take a Bible passage which says they said we should pay another 2,000. So I said if really we are giving that money to God because of our request, God is able to fight the person that have gone there to collect the money. We have already done our own. So he said he now took a passage from the Bible which says
So what's happening is now that they have stolen the money that you put there before, we still want to pray for you, but since it has been stolen, you have to pay another $2,000 each. And then they give them the scriptures that don't worry, God will fight for you for the one you have given and the one you are bringing. God will find the thieves and punish them, but money you have to bring for the prayers to pay. You see, it is because people are looking for miracles by all means. They are looking for easy answers, and that is what these people are exploiting. That's what they are exploiting. Okay, let's have a look at another one here. Okay. Yeah.
Giving is my life, is my nature. Now listen, since I was a child, I've been a giver. When I was younger, my father is there. When I was younger, when I go to school, I give up my uniform. I give up my notes. When I come back, I get the beating of my life. Hello? Because I felt my father, since my father is rich, other students who cannot afford. So my father would deal with me, would flog me for giving. I never knew I was going to grow up to become that kind of person. A vow I made to myself is that no member of my church will be hungry so long I'm alive. Yesterday, we gave out over 1,000 tubers of yam.
Stop.
Over 1,000.
Now, you see, when Nigerian pastors speak like this, people who cannot question things, who don't have critical thinking, they just believe them. They just, swallow everything they're saying. But what this man is not saying is that the money is using to buy yam, to buy food for the people. You know where the money is coming from. The money is coming from your pocket. If you can only brag about this if you don't collect money from the people. If you don't collect the money from people, then you can come out and say, I'm a giver. If you didn't collect money from them, and now you are just out of your, like here in Ukraine. Here in Ukraine, we were feeding 2,000 people. 2,000 people, put it on, the way, 2,000 people every day. All those people that were feeding, none of them was paying. It was the businessmen in the church. One of them, Cherovensky, he has their name, the family. They were giving $10,000 for us every month. Instead of their tithe, it is their title. But we are not collecting their tithe. We say, instead of collecting your tithe, don't bring your tithe to the church. Don't bring your tithe to the church. Instead of bringing the tithe to the church, use it, give it. We have a feeding program. We don't want anybody in this city to go to bed hungry. So the Cherovskis, they didn't give me the money or their tithe. So their tithe and offering, it started with $5,000, then it became $10,000, then it became $15,000 every month, then it became $20,000 a month. All that money, we had a secretary, we had a bookkeeper, an accountant. We have an accountant. I said, this accountant, bring it from your own company. So the accountant was there, then the director was there, and then we provided all the other staff that was, working to feed the people. So I didn't see $1 of their money. $20,000 every month. $10,000, $20,000 every month. But it was going to the hands of the administrators, the people in charge. They were buying the food, and then they will come back and give report of how the money is done. So, but no offering is being collected from the poor people. They used to call it what do you call Stolova in Russian? Feeding center. No, Stefania cafeteria. Yeah, Stefania cafeteria feeding center. Were they taking money from Stefania before they feed people? Nobody. 2,000 people a day. 3 square meal. 2,000 people every day. And nobody was paying. Nobody, they didn't collect. But what this man is talking about is that first, you know, I bought yam for people. That's for the church members. But where did you get the money from? You got money from these same church members, and now you are bragging that you are feeding them. Because you use their own money to feed them. You say, you know, and then what he's going to say, you will see very funny thing happening here. He's going to tell the people, go to the back of the building, you will see you know, filling station, oil for petrol filling station, and something else, some things, mall, shopping mall. I'm a giver, but the shopping mall, it is my wife I gave it to. The filling station, I'm a giver, but that one too is my wife too, I gave it to. No, that is not the problem. That is a giver is buying for the wife. Okay, you can buy for your wife, but why coming to the stage to boast about that? But the problem is those people, and people are clapping. Wow, our pastor is so kind. They say, okay, good. But what you don't know that, you know whose money is that? You know whose money? It is your money. It is you. It is the money he's collecting from you that is using to build the wife filling station and more. And that is your money. And you are clapping, you think your pastor is a hero. It is your money that is using to do all those things. Because if he really wants to do it, he should do it like we did in Ukraine. Stop collecting money from you and then be given to you. Then we can say they are Christians. I don't know if you got it. Or do it like the American church did it in Dallas. The American church we showed, whereby only a few rich people in the church gathered the money together, and all the money was being distributed now to all other people who are just ordinary church members. Just a few people gathered the money together, and then the money is distributed to all church members. That is when you say you are a giver. I don't know if you are following. Nina, that was my shirt. Okay, let's continue seeing this video here.
1,000 bags of rice. Even taxi men, bike men were entering the house. Is it true? People were in the house and everything. So today I'm giving out a few gifts. I prayed and the Lord gave us inspiration. Benue State had a recent crisis, and there are 172,000 people at the IDP camp that are displaced. So we are giving 5 million naira to Benue State to support the government for the IDP program. And I built a school for my community.
He say, I built a school for my community. Why I? It's supposed to be we. Is it not the church money? It is the church that it's the church money. So tell them the truth. We did it. Our church did it. We did it together, not just I. But you know what they say? I built the school for I'm the hero. And everybody is clapping for him. He's the hero. Okay? Probably the wrong one I have. There is another one. There's another video where he was talking about building something for his wife.
The wife's birthday.
Was it the wife's birthday? Yeah. Somebody sent me the video. I don't know if anybody has that video. where he was talking about the wife, that he, what did they do? He was saying, if you go to the back, you will see that I built something for my wife, gave the wife some money. So I don't know. I'm sure some of you have seen that video where he was, you know, giving some money to the wife and telling the people that they should go back down. They will see a mall and a what? And a station and a filling station and transport company. But that is through using the money of the church. You cannot say you didn't make the money of the church. The only way you can say it's not the money of the church is if you have stopped collecting offering from the people, or you have a very documented, well-documented statistics or data that says that, okay, this money, you didn't collect it from the church. It came from what business, what particular business, and this is why you could say, okay, it is what I used to build my wife and to give my wife all the stuff. Okay, the wife is not going to slay the share. I slay the share to the cancer. Film. So what I'm trying to say is that these people are exploiting us, exploiting innocent people by taking advantage of our greed. For example, he's using this thing now to be saying, okay, I am kind, I've always been giving, so I'm giving this money. No, you are not the one. It is the church money. So it's better to say we as a church, we are giving this money to the Benue people. We as a church, we are giving this money to the, we build this school in our community. We as a people, we, you know, give glory to the people as well, because the money came from them. Appreciate the people too. Don't just say you did it. You have always been a giver. Then later you did it for your wife. I've always been a giver and I built my wife a mall. Why don't you build a mall for the church? Why don't you build a mall in the, you know, for everybody? I mean, for the community, you know, and for the station and all that. So let's see another video here of people taking advantage of others just because they are promising you greed. Here we go.
Going off the air, but I have already instructed the phone workers to stay after hours. So when you go to the phone, you gotta never sow your $1,000 seed. There's a business owner watching. Sir, you're going to sow this on behalf of your business, and God's going to turn your business around. There's a couple watching right now.
You see, 5,000 seed. If you do the seed of 5,000, then your business will be turned around. 5,000 seed. 5,000 seed. I mean, what is that? So God, you have to bribe God now. If you don't bribe God, God will not perform. I mean, this is not the God of the Bible they are talking about. 5,000 seed. For God to be able to bless your business. I mean, that is money mongering with God. No, these people are just messing the name of God. It's a shame.
Lord, sow this on behalf of your home, and God is going to give you a miracle home in the name of Jesus.
No, $5,000 and God will give you a miracle home. House. What is the guarantee that I will get the house if I give that $5,000? What is the guarantee? Okay, in how many months' time? How many weeks? What about by the end of the year if the house is not there? Should I come to you and say, give me back my 5,000 seed? Because I didn't get the house. My business never increased. Give me back my money.
Sow that seed for triple favor right now. There are 40 watching. Do not delay this. You say, Todd, are you telling me that I can buy a miracle? You couldn't buy a miracle of $1 million, but you can plant a seed in faith by instruction of the man of God, and you can get a harvest.
Stop. By the way, this guy is in prison now. He's been convicted in America. He's now in prison, so that you know. He's in prison already. He's in prison already. And he's a sweet talking, he used to be one of the most popular preachers in America.
Right now, when you sow, believe God for triple favor.
Another one is called prayer package. That one you saw was seed. Yeah. Seed money. This one is prayer package. Let's see.
is with me, God. The morning is on my account. The morning is here right now to cause supernatural miracles to happen for you in your life, in your home, in your family. Now listen, I'm getting ready to go right back to the miracle prayer line, and I'm getting ready to pray. I know miracles is going to happen, but it can happen for you. You don't have to stay sick. You can be healed. You can get healed. I know God will heal you. You don't have to stay broke. God can make.
You see, they are promising miracles, healing, bro. You know, you will not be broke. Everything at one package. It's a package. You get everything. You get healing miracle. You get miracle for money. You get miracle house, miracle children, miracle everything. But seed, you have to send money. Why can't money? God bless them. If they are such a miracle worker, why can't they pray to God so that God will give it to them what they need? Can't God just bless them without collecting people's money? They are trading God. They are merchandising God. They are compromising God's name. Lying on God.
Make a multi-millionaire out you. You don't have to stay down. God will get you up now. You don't have to stay sick.
You see all the promises. All the promises, all the emotions is only getting to one thing. Your money. All the promises, all the gyrating, all the shouting, all the is just to get to a place where it will always end up with money. It will always end up with money. And that's what you know. You should let you know that it's God of Mammon they are serving, not God Almighty.
Will heal you, and He want to do it for you right now. But you've got to move out by faith. You must order the personal prayer package right now. All right, let's go right back to the miracle prayer line.
No, you see, God will heal you, but you must buy the prayer package. You must sow. It's a seed. You must sow the prayer package. If you don't buy the prayer package, all those things He promised will not happen. The miracle will not come, the healing will not come, the prosperity will not come, the pregnancy will not come, nothing will come. You just must buy the prayer package. If you don't buy the prayer package, you don't have hope for anything. But if you buy the prayer package, then everything will happen to you. All at once. See, why would they are thieves? Let's see another one here. Hello? This one is prayer clothes you have to buy. Prayer clothes. Everyone have their own design. Prayer clothes. Mantu, they call it in Nigeria. Mantu. You have to send money, they will send you mantu. Then the mantu will bring all your miracles. Prayer clothes will bring all your miracles to you.
The Bible says in 1 Corinthians that God hath chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. Yes, to some people this would be very foolish to have a green prayer cloth to be used as a touch point for healing. But this is the way that God has chosen to do it. It's based on the Word of God. God said He's chosen things like this so that no flesh will glory in His presence.
You see the logic? Very logical. God will use foolish things, but you have to send your money. It's okay, we are not against God using foolish things, but why do we have to send money for it? Why do we have to sell it? Why do we have to get it for money?
Was born. My mother was dying. She was over 40 years old. This was back in 1939. And she was dying. A man walked in.
You see the word is called call now for your free green prosperity handkerchief. But you will see, if you just say free without bringing any gift, the handkerchief is free, but without your gift, handkerchief doesn't come to you.
In the room and laid a prayer handkerchief on her and said these words, "You shall live and not die." And my mother was saved, and I'm here today because a man brought a prayer handkerchief to my mother. So you see, there's a powerful influence in my life.
So, you see, they are taking one example. Yes, God could use one time or two times prayer handkerchief or anything. God could use anything. Well, God even use monkey to talk. Why are we all not taking donkey now? Sorry, donkey. Why are we not taking the donkey everywhere? I say, God used donkey to prophesy. I need a prophecy. I'm going to my donkey. Why are we, but they will tell you an experience that happened one time somewhere that you cannot cross-check. And now they build a monument around that. They now make that as if it is the way God works. They have figured God out. Because the handkerchief healed the mother, and now he has to build a whole ministry around handkerchief, collecting people's money.
Mother didn't even tell me about this until I'd started in the ministry. So it's my touch point. It's where my faith works.
These are another ones. Miracle
Pop-off wants you to know that God...
Miracle spring water is this one. Miracle water. This is America. Miracle water for miracles also. Everything for money.
I can reverse every negative verdict in your life. You don't have to live a life sentence of lack and defeat. You can be free to enjoy all of God's richest blessings.
Just water. You will get this. You see the Mercedes Benz? You get the yacht. You get the vacation. You get the house. Everything is ready. Just miracle water. Buy the miracle water. Buy the miracle water. This is vacation. Miami Beach. This is Mercedes Benz. This is house, dream house. This is yacht. What else do you need? Miracle water is okay for you.
That's why he wants to send you your free packet of Miracle Spring Water. Your point of contact for the miracle you need. Now in a larger size.
I had been in 2 car accidents. And the doctors...
See the miracles? The testimonies are there. All the people who use water. You will always have people with testimony. Miracle spring water. It has to be spring water, not summer, not fall, not autumn water. It has to be spring water.
Kept saying, well, here, you got to take painkillers. I used your Miracle Spring Water and it's gone.
The banks had told me that I could not get another home. I prayed, I believed, I followed every instruction, and on May 26th, we closed on our dream home.
Stop settling on less and reach for God's best. God is a God of more, and now there's more Miracle Spring Water in a new, larger package.
You had sent me the water and I used it. You told me I was going to get a check of $7,000. Sure enough, I got a check in the mail. It was exactly $7,000.
Check for $4,700 for me to move to New York City. Glory to God. Supernatural wealth transfer.
I will send you the Miracle Spring Water. I'll send you the instructions. I'll tell you how to use it to see total victory in every area of your life.
Stop. That's witchcraft. These people are using witchcraft. Whenever anybody tells you that you have to use something, that is medium. You have to use the water. You have to use this is medium. This is what the witch doctors do. Send you objects, inanimate objects, for you to be believing in inanimate objects, just in the name of miracles. To be worshiping inanimate objects, just in the name of miracles, instead of a living God that is in your heart. The next one is miracle manna. Can you imagine it? I thought the manna only happened in the Bible. I didn't know manna is still falling up to today. You see, what is it that preachers will not do? Miracle manna. Manna, the one went there for 6,000 years ago. Manna that happened in the Bible 4,000 or 6,000 years ago. Now they have resurrected manna.
Do you sometimes feel as though you need a new life because nothing in the old one is working? You can get a new life with Miracle Manna, the supernatural provision that God rained down on His people in biblical times when they needed something new. Through Miracle Manna, this awe-inspiring point of contact, people everywhere are discovering new hope and faith in God while experiencing divine prosperity like never before. Miracle Manna contains the exact same ingredients mentioned in the book of Ezekiel. Reverend Peter Paul was instructed by God to prepare the Miracle Manna especially for you, according to specific guidelines. This miraculous hope is changing people's lives with deliverances and blessings just keep overtaking them. Go to the phone and call to receive your free packet of Miracle Manna today.
Miracle manna. No, how? To what extent won't people go? Just to make money. What length won't people go just for money? Not a problem. What won't people do just to get people's money? But you see that every one of them, they are using the same trick. They promise you all these miracles that you don't deserve, that you didn't work for. They want they know that you want to get something for nothing. And because you want to get something for nothing, they have the right to rob you. The prosperity gospel and the God of Mammon. The prosperity gospel feeds on your greed. That is the whole thing. It feeds on your greed. It is your greed that the prosperity gospel is after. Proverbs 1:19. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain. That is what is happening to charismatic Christians. Greed, greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Greed for gain will take away the life of the owner. It will take away what you own. It will take away your possessions. It will take away your riches. It will take away everything from you. When you try to get something for greed, out of greed, something that you didn't work for, you didn't pay for, you will lose. Greed leads you to lose more. You think you are going to gain, but you are going to lose more. In order for you not to be deceived by prosperity gospel preachers, you must be careful of greed. Greed is a deep longing that drives us to the point that we are willing to do anything to get it. Once you are already in that side, even either it is healing, you remember the first video I showed, they wanted healing for their son, it is now lust and greed. They wanted that miracle by all means, it is greed, it is lust. Anything that you are willing to get by all means is that's become a greed. And then you will always lose instead of getting. Sometimes greed makes you to want something so bad, you are willing to violate the rights of others to get it. That is also greed. You are bringing danger and harm to others just to get it. That is what it happens. That's why they are saying, go and kill your enemies. Thou shalt not suffer the wish to live. So you are ready to say, fall down and die. Let, what they say, send back to sender. Let fire, Holy Ghost fire fall. You are ready to kill other people just for you to live. That is greed. You are ready to destroy other people. Let the relatives who are after me die. People who don't want my success, let them die. People who don't want my victory or who don't want to see my good something, let them die. Anybody that is against me, let them die. Once you begin to do like that, that is not Spirit of God leading you. That is spirit of greed leading you. It is greed that wants you to have something so bad that you are willing to harm others for it. Greed is not just about money. It's about whatever you so badly want that you are now driven by it. Next up is an individual. Greed is not just about money. It's about whatever you so badly want that you are now driven by it. Either it is miracle or healing or money or anything that you so badly wanted. When you are driven by it, that is already greed now. Especially when it's to your gain. If you are driven by service, to serve others, to give to others, to serve the kingdom, that is passion, that is obsession, that's not greed. Greed is something that will benefit you. We can be greedy in terms of money, or sex, or power, recognition, leisure, miracles, healing, the desire to get something quickly. Greed can both be subtle in nature and aggressiveness. Even those people in Nigeria who are saying, oh, I want to be pregnant, I'm looking for my son, my child will come. A lot of them are being driven by greed as well. Proverbs 28:22, he that hasteth to be rich hath an evil eye, and considered not that poverty shall come upon him. You see, greed will always lead to poverty. Haste, rushing to get something will always lead to poverty. He that is in haste to be rich has an evil eye, and consider not the poverty, that poverty will come upon him. And that's what has happened to our country. We want to be rich. They are promising us riches. They are saying they are apostles of prosperity. Apostles of prosperity until the whole country is now living on $1 or $2 a day. Or the whole country has become poor. Poverty has come down upon us because we want to all be rich fast. And we are going to churches to seek for riches, to look for riches, and that is why we are losing everything. Greed steals your joy and life because you are never satisfied. You always want to keep on going. So even when you begin to know that something is not working, why is it that all those churches are still full of people? Why is it that those churches, they still have crowds coming? Because people still have greed. They have not been delivered from greed. They know that it's not coming, but they are still expecting it to come. Oh, maybe it will come tomorrow. Maybe it will come day after tomorrow. Oh, maybe it will come sometimes. Because until they lose everything, because they are never satisfied. Or somebody say, oh, but there was a miracle. I mean, somebody gave a testimony. Oh, I got some little miracle. Another one will come. It is that greed that is not making all those people to realize that the churches and the pastors are duping them. And that's why they are not leaving those churches. They cannot leave because greed is sitting in them and they are waiting for more and other next miracles. Greed can destroy your financial security. And that's what has happened to a lot of families back at home. And all these people going to all these churches, charismatic churches, greed has has destroyed a lot of their homes and families and finances. Proverbs 15:27, he who is greedy for gain troubles his own house. You see, families are going to be destroyed because of greed. But he who hates bribes will live. He who hates bribe or greed will live. But when you are greedy for gain, you destroy your family. Greed will bring trouble to your family. Proverbs 13:7, there is one who makes himself rich, yet has nothing. And one who makes himself poor, yet he has great riches. Bill Gates recently was in Nigeria. He was so simple. More than all the ordinary people who are not even rich in Nigeria. Somebody was saying Mark Zuckerberg and said, you look so simple. Because he makes himself to look poor, but has great riches. People who must have great riches must be humble. Greed brings spiritual bankruptcy. Greed can steal your happiness and joy. That's what all these people, all these pastors and these churches, these prosperity churches, that's what they are doing to people. Greed will destroy your integrity. Proverbs 28:20, a faithful man will abound with blessings, but he who hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. So when you are always after some gains like that, you get punished at the end of the day. Greed creates a false sense of security. Proverbs 11:28, he who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like foliage. You know, don't trust in riches. Coveting is a root, covetousness is a root of greed. Desire for more and more, desire to hurry for gains, closing your eyes to components that are important, because when you want to gain, you don't pay attention to other little components that would have helped you to know that these people are deceiving you. But you don't notice it because you just want, your eyes are only, set at those things you want to get. And that is why you lose at the end of the day. So the prosperity gospel feeds on our greed. Either it's greed for miracle, it's greed for, anything, for money or for blessings or for anything. Those greed, that is what's making all those churches to control our lives and for us to sell out to them and we become their slaves without even knowing. All those pastors, most of them are just controlling your lives. And you are to them like they are plantation slaves. You are their subjects. And they are the ones who are ruling over you. But, I hope a word is enough for the wise. And please, everybody, if you want to contribute to the message, to the teachings, please go to Facebook Messenger and look for Move Agents. Move Agents. On Facebook Messenger, Move Agents. And you can call in and contribute. And for those people who want to join us today, for those people who want to join our mentorship team, just go to drsundayadelajablog.com. No, not Dr. Sunday Adelaja. It's called www.sundayadelajablog.com. Just sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. So you can join the mentorship class that way. sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. And for those of you who don't know, we are starting our HMT next week Monday. But this week we are having church anniversary here in the Ukraine. So from Thursday, we will not be doing live broadcast anymore. I will not be doing live broadcast at 7. I will not be doing live broadcast at 9 Ukraine time. We will only be doing church service. I will be doing broadcasting from there. Okay, we have a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening. Who is calling?
This is Samuel from London.
Samuel from London. How are you, sir? Welcome.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for the exposition.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's no better way to say that why the prosperity message is becoming very rampant in Nigeria is because Nigerians are lazy.
Yep.
That's just the simple truth, because everybody wants the easy way out of the situation.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes you see people on TV and they'll be praying for miracle money.
Yeah.
Miracle alert.
It's great.
And of course this money, yeah. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, they'll be praying for miracle money, miracle alert. And who's going to send that money? It's somebody who is involved in some sort of production or services that will send that kind of money. So if they are to be like you and they are praying for the same miracle money, where would the money come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate, and you can't really blame the pastors that are taking advantage of the good, because most of them refuse to read their Bibles. Even when you are trying to explain to them, they will say, "My bishop said this, my pastor said that." Meanwhile, this is what the Bible says concerning these issues like this. And it's really a pity. It's really a pity, because the unfortunate thing is that many people have lost their life. They've lost their husband. They've lost their wives. Some have lost their children because of this kind of preaching. Money that is supposed to use to take someone to the hospital, they'll be sowing it as seed. Many have even lost admissions because they went to sow the money as seed. Some have dropped out of school because they use their school fees to sow seeds. And it's becoming, in fact, now, they don't even know who to give money to again. Because you don't know whether the person will use that money for the need or will go and sow the seed to another pastor. And it's so very, 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 very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And I thought the Americans are wiser than this. I never knew they are as dumb as Nigerians also. You know, that's what happens.
That's where he started. That's where he started now. That's where he started.
So people, we expect them to know better, because that's where development and Western civilization. They know how they became very great like that. It's not by miracle money. And they should have read their history. At least Nigerians, some people don't hardly read and do, but then they have access to information. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. And the unfortunate thing is, these people will see these men of God living in luxury that even Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, you never see them display such kind of wealth, even with their billions. Pastor, Dr. DSA, I just want to thank you for this exposition. And I know with time, people will get to understand that they are being used. And I want to even appreciate God. I've never fallen for this scam, because, you know, like Romans chapter 12 said, we should continually renew our mind. So I always stick to that word and always renew my mind. So whenever I see such kind of manipulative message, I'm always very careful not to always confirm it before applying it in my life. And as to that extent, I've been very careful. You know, recently, are you with me?
Yeah.
Recently, in UK, when the GO Adeboye was celebrating his 75th birthday, they asked all church workers to contribute £75 for the GO. This is a man that has a private jet. But they are contributing £75. Imagine, more than 10,000 workers in UK alone. Imagine what that money can do. And it's not, and the money, I realized that any money that is contributed in a parish is in the headquarters. And most pastors are using their own personal money to pay for the rent of their churches and all that. DSA, your teaching is an exposition. It's an exposition. And the summary of it is any pastor that requires money or to sow seed for any miracle or for any request is a fraud.
Yeah.
As simple as that. As simple as that. Any pastor, any bishop, whatever it is that is asking you for money before he can pray for you or before he can receive miracles is a fraud. He's a businessman. Just run away from such an individual. And before I go, I just want to tell you, we have to be very careful. There's a particular man in Kaduna State. He's an Alhaji. He's a Muslim. He has a church and employed a pastor and the individual that is playing the piano and the drum set. So all the returns of that money every Sunday goes to the Alhaji. He's not even a pastor. He employed a pastor, built the church, employed a pastor to be doing all this, and the money he's making from it, they are returning the money to the Alhaji. An unbeliever. and people, Christians are flocking to that church and paying seed offering and paying tithes and paying offering. Even midweek miracle service, they are doing that in that church. And the CEO of that church is a Muslim. So terrible. Because people refuse to use their head and do and take time to read the Bible and study. In fact, it's a fact. My sister was telling me about it. I wanted to know the church, they refused to tell me. But the man who was close to the owner of the church is a lecturer in Catholic. And he knows that particular Alhaji that owns the church. He knows the address, everything, all the information concerning the church is in the hand of the Alhaji. Honestly, I just pray the court case will end as soon as possible so you can come back to Nigeria. So when you are in Nigeria and people are seeing it live, because people don't have access to this data and Wi-Fi, so they cannot get this message as they are getting it. Because if you discover most people that call are from Western countries, you hardly see very few people call from Nigeria because of the economic situation and the data and the cost of data. But most people here, we are already enlightened. And if there's a means that people in Nigeria can be able to access it at an affordable rate, it will really help people and go a long way. And God will continue to bless you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, there are some people, okay, tomorrow's message is avoid prosperity gospel by changing your focus. How to avoid prosperity gospel is what we are going to talk about tomorrow. Now, people are thinking that I will not be coming on this week. I said from Thursday, I will not be doing this in-room studio broadcasting, but we'll be doing broadcasting. We'll be coming on just from the church.
Hello?
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 Yes, please. Who is calling?
Oh, it's Chomakpara.
How are you, my sister?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you very much for the calling in today and for the opportunity once again.
Yeah.
I was listening to the HMT people that came today when I was at work. I was really moved to all their testimony, how they came to know you and how the word of God has transformed them. You know, there's a lady among them that really testified. She's a journalist. how the solitude, spending time with God, how spending time with God from what you taught and she learned, transformed her, and she come to know the purpose of her calling, and she has opened her own radio station. You know, I was really moved today. And when I was going home from work, I started meditating. There's something Holy Spirit told me. He said, upon Jesus Christ, he is the Son of God and he has power. But he spent time to seek the face of the Father. He seek to know God. And because he spent so much time knowing God, doing miracles is nothing. It's easy. Only touching, people get healed. What am I trying to get here? Even all of us that are listening to you now, we need to spend time to seek the face of God.
Yes.
Many Christians these days are lazy. We are very lazy. We don't read the Bible. We don't study.
Yeah.
We are living a microwaved life. We want a ready-made food. And because we want already made food, we are easily deceived. How can somebody tell you to sow a seed and then you get what you want and you know you don't have the money? You know, why are we all victims? Because we don't seek God. We don't know who God is and we don't know who we are.
Yeah.
You know, the book he wrote, if we read and understand who we are, you know, God, all these days I've been listening to you and God is getting me closer to understand what's going on. He said, two things when you talked about Moses, the calling. Moses don't know who he is and then who God is. These two things is very important. If you know who you are and know who God is, you can understand your purpose and run with it.
Yeah.
So that's the problem all the whole world has. People don't know God. We don't know who we are. We don't know the power we have. We are not meant to follow signs and wonders because we are signs and wonders. We're supposed to be a signboard. We're supposed, as we are going, people see us and they follow Jesus.
Yeah.
But many of us are not following. Until you behold his face, you can never become. We can't become until we behold his face. That's the problem. Many people that are listening, calling in, even listening on you this night, many of them don't know God. We can easily be deceived once again because we've not come to seek him. We've not come to have a time with him. We have not spent time, our meditation, even when we're going on the road, every day, every minute, every second, we've not really meditated on him. We don't know him. We don't know why we are here. So that's the problem. People don't know why they are here. They don't know the power lies in them when they seek the face of the Father. When they look at the mirror, they will become the image of the Father. But they don't know him. So that's where the problem is. That's why people are having problems. They are running after prayers, running for miracle. They want oil, they want water, they want a mantle. And they're asking for money. Money they don't have. Because they thought God is a money doubler. God is not a money doubler. So that's what's going on. Wow. I so much appreciate you for what you are doing. I knew, you know, one thing I always tell people, know when you're doing things, first know people in the spirit. People should know who you are in the spirit. They don't know who you are in the spirit. If you know who, you know, when they come to know people in the spirit, not physically, you will run with that person. I thank God I knew you. Only a few days I listened to you. I said, this is it. This is it. Because I've been longing, I've been searching. It's because I was searching, that's why I found you. And then I listened to somebody who told me about you. Yeah. And that made me to, wow. The guy that called in and said we should, you have WhatsApp. You can form a group on WhatsApp. You have Nigerian people's number. Everybody's on WhatsApp. Text to people, send them. I have been sending to people and people are responding. They are joining. Form in your WhatsApp group. Do about you can get up to 250 something people on WhatsApp. Send them to people. Send even the books. They can read it. Even in Nigeria, that's what I'm doing these days. I call up aunties. I call them. I call them and spend time and talk to them because it's time. We have to do something and help people out. We have to spread the news. We have to talk to people. We have to make our time and do it one after the other. The fire is on now. Bible says even the very elect, if care is not taken, they shall be deceived. Even the very elect. So that's it. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me the time to talk. Thank you,
Chioma. Thank you, Chioma. Beautiful speech. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so.
Hello. We have other callers. So let's see who is there. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, who is calling?
This is me, Joseph from Nigeria. Lagos, Nigeria.
Joseph, Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Always glad to hear from you.
I am so happy for today again.
Yeah.
As usual, you were really eating the nail. You were really eating the nail. And that is exactly what is happening here. The pastors, they've been able to plant that seed of greed in people. And everybody is like in a rat race. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
We are here.
Yes. So everybody is like in a rat race. So because it is a never-ending race, people keep sowing seed of what will never be. And the pastors are festering, they are feeding on these things. We know all of these things are fake. We know that they are not real. And that is why we must continue to expose them.
Yeah.
I have taken that stand that I will continue to expose everyone. I don't care who you are, even if you are my closest friend, as long as you choose not to do what is right. I will never be your friend anymore, except you change. And that is the stand I have taken. Thank you for a person like you, because you have made me to build confidence in what I believe in. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. There are a lot of things that are going on. I know a lot of guys that were in business together. All in the name of church, they've shut down their business because of church. They keep giving and giving. You see somebody that went to loan money from the bank. The bank will tell the church will tell them, you have to come and sow. You need to pay your tithe out of money you went to loan. And I told there was a guy who told me that he had to sow money just because he told the pastor that he was going to loan money to do business. So the pastor said, for you to prosper, you need to pay part of the money, sow into God, into God's ministry, and God will prosper you. Today, the guy has locked shop.
Wow.
And these are the things that we are seeing here. And there was a time I posted it on my wall. I said, why is it that it is becoming so easy for business, for churches to thrive in this country? How come businesses are closing down and churches are opening every day? You come to Nigeria, every shops that I know in my streets have been occupied by churches. And you begin to wonder, is it churches that we need, or we need factories and stores and businesses that will employ people and make sure that unemployment is reducing? But what we have is the church. Churches are opening. And that thing gets me so sick. They've made this thing, it has become an establishment that just collects and collects and collects. And one thing I discover, it is because when purpose are abused, because the church fathers are abusing the purpose of why the church should exist. And because purpose is being abused, that is why our values have really changed. And that is why it seems as if we don't have any vision why we exist. So you see that the priority are already misplaced. So you see they keep demanding money because the essence of our existence have been abused, totally abused. All of them are guilty of all of these things. You see them having church buildings, you see them having houses. I keep saying it. All these people, they have so much acquired. Even our Baba Adeboye that we look up to. That man is strictly rich and people don't know. He only uses this humility lifestyle to cover up a lot of things. These guys are fucking, they are stinkingly rich. And I keep wondering where they are piling all those money, where they are taking them to. I believe if those resources are really channeled into the right things, there should not be poverty in this country. If they are providing moral leadership for those in government, they always do what is right. And that is why I always hold the church responsible for all that is going on in the society. The church is responsible. If the church does not wake up to do what is right, the society can never be right. Enough of them. Enough. We must call them to order and tell them enough is enough. Like I keep saying, we are gathering ourselves already. Gradually, we are going to start a fellowship very soon. We are starting a fellowship. I want to begin to minister to people. Let them know our church, what they call church, and what we are supposed to be doing. Because I don't see why a person will be going to church and is expecting to sow where he did not, to reap where he did not sow. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. That is magic. And God does not perform magic. So that is where the problem is. And the pastors are capitalizing on all of these things. They know that the greed has entered into the people. So they are capitalizing on it. So a lot of us, a lot of them, they are in a rat race. And they don't know. They are in a rat race. So, sir, we are telling you that you will continue to receive our support anytime, any day. We are praying for you. We are making sure that anytime you relocate, we'll be ready to welcome you. We'll be ready to fellowship with you. Thank you so much, sir. We are really enjoying you. There is no day that I don't watch you. So whenever I just see you online, there's this joy that fills my heart. Because I know I am going to hear the truth and nothing but the truth.
Wow.
Hello, sir.
Thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you. I appreciate
yes,
it.
Yes,
Thank you for calling.
So, sir, we are in support. Keep exposing them. Keep exposing them like what Jesus did. Jesus kept exposing them. If we don't expose them, they will continue in that trade. They've turned the church into a den of robbers. They should be called that name, robbers. They are robbers and no other name. They are not pastors. They are robbers. And that is the name we should call them. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. Let's go and share the page. Let's go and share the page. Let's go and share this message. Maybe it will deliver somebody. It might be able to help someone and deliver somebody. So let's go share the message. Let's go share the message. Hello?
Yes, sir. This is Pastor Wellington from Paris.
Yes, sir. How are you, Pastor?
Good evening, sir.
Yep, nice to hear from you.
I heard that of tonight. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Firstly, let me just make some points. I believe this is the set time and that God Almighty has chosen this time to open up things. There wouldn't have been any other time than this. Are you hearing me, sir?
Yes, sir.
There wouldn't have been any other time. I think this will answer the questions of many that have been questioning and have been really asking why is it now? And that why wasn't it earlier? And many do not know that you have been online. I mean, you have been there for years. And that I believe what is happening to you in Ukraine is really what God also is using to open up more. And that I see the situation as a Paul and Silas. And that the anointing of God operating there through you is making the wave, is making the world to come out more powerfully, and that as individuals receive it, they are just overwhelmed, and they are asking themselves that why is it now? So it is the set time. This is the time God himself has chosen to bring this truth to everybody all over. Secondly, I also I've been really following, and many a times, many always blame the people. It's a two side of the coin.
Yeah.
When I say two side of the coin, when we look at the Bible, right from the days of the children of Israel, there has always been this desire of God Almighty to deal with the people directly. It has never been what it is today. Right from the beginning, God desired to deal with his own people directly. Let there be no middleman.
Yeah.
Let there be no middleman. He called the children of Israel to the mountain. And look.
Hello.
And you hear him more better than us. It's better you go there and deal with him. We will stay afar here. So all this while, what we are seeing today is just the same thing. The error, the foundation of this problem is always from the people themselves. People are very lazy. And that not only that, it has extended, it has gone wide, it has gone to another level. In that now it has become greediness, all this expectation, desiring a miracle, is always because man himself always expects somebody to do it for him.
Right.
They always expect it to be done by somebody. Let there be a man there in the middle that will go and hear from God for me. None of them. People doesn't want to pay the price. No sacrifice. Now, when I say the two sides of the coin, now the men of God themselves. Now, the men of God are the one that we want to use now, because they are the one heading the empire. And that if these people will be freed, liberated, just as God dealt with Pharaoh, started with Pharaoh. These people's eyes can only be opened by getting the word directly to their GOs, to their leaders. Now, all these GOs were not like this. I can't make mention of every, but at least I know that of Pastor Adeboye.
Wow.
When I knew him many years ago, it was not like this.
Wow.
At the beginning of this thing, I was there, and I know all what I am saying. I could remember then that Pastor Adeboye always refused us calling him even general overseer as at then. But sir, gradually in the system, there was the same thing. Man coming in, man incapability to go and knock on the door himself to pray. And that everything they were doing, as they bring it to him, seeing that the thing is growing fast and that many people are coming in, he does not always search to know the truth. And that the whole thing has piled up, and that just he left it. So now it became a church of quantity and not a church of quality. And there is no way you can search for quantity that you will not have the armed robbers. You will not start getting inside different kinds of things. So this is why we have what we have today. In that the whole thing has piled up, and that we have a messed setting. And that is the kingdom of prosperity, and is the kingdom of something else, which has got nothing to do with the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
So it's a two sides of the coin. Lastly, let me chip this in. Because I hear people say that they want to withdraw. Now, this message shouldn't make anybody to withdraw. And I believe that is not your own goal. It's an eye-opening message. Being an eye-opening message, it should rather make people to serve God more better. In that, as we are opening up all these truths, every one of them should make it a point of duty that, look, somewhere there, this is the truth. I will stop this kind of life. I will search for the true gospel. If their church, I've said it the last time I contacted you online, if they are GO, if they are so-called evangelist, prophet, whatsoever, if they will not give in to this truth, it's better everybody change church, change setting, change group. live where you are and identify yourself with believers of this message of the kingdom, this gospel of the kingdom. Not mixing yourself with these people who are filled up with this God of mammon. So these are just the few things I said as you are. And the Lord Almighty will continue to strengthen you. I, for one, here in Paris, I have started helping the people to know this same truth. And sir, you are not the only one in it. We are together, and we will make sure that everybody hear this same valid truth. It will take time, but we will arrive. We all shall arrive, and we will deliver the people from the hand of this Herodians, this pharaonic setting, and that the message will get to everybody in the mighty name of Jesus. My greetings to Mama. My greetings to Mommy, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I will join you next week by the grace of God.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Beautiful. Strong word. Strong word. Well, let's hear some more, and let's go and share the message. The caller is saying I should greet Mama. He doesn't know that we don't use Mama here. We don't use Papa or Mama. We don't call. But I understand him. He was just trying to be respectful. And since that is now the culture in Nigeria, every pastor is a Papa and every wife is a Mama. But we don't use those languages. Those are the things we are fighting. Okay, beautiful. We have other callers, so let's see who the next caller is going to be. It will be interesting to know who are the other people who want to contribute and what they want to share with us today concerning this topic. This is a very touching topic and very humbling to see that people are being deceived mainly because of the greed and because of their desire to have something, to get something for nothing. And that's why all the problem is coming. People are being robbed. Hello?
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Oh, is that Jeff?
Hello?
Is that, who is calling, Jeff?
Yes, Jeff, sir.
Yes, please.
How are you?
Well, I'm trying my best, I guess.
I'm telling you, very, very wonderful message again today. Great exposition.
I think you sent me, I think it was you who sent me the man where he said he bought something more.
Yeah. I'll look up it and send you again.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And there's another one I sent you about in Britain where a magician was doing all these things. Actually went and did an undercover in America. In fact, they got somebody who was not a pastor, who was an unbeliever.
I showed it.
Have you? Okay, I've not seen that.
Yeah, I showed it. It's there.
Okay, that was wonderful, man.
Yeah.
See how they were serving this man as a pastor, but actually he was not a pastor. So at the end of the day, when he revealed the truth, even the pastors that were in support of him were ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, I showed it.
Okay. You know, there's something I want to talk about. This selling of holy water and all these things. Many years ago, I think about 6 years ago, TB Joshua's church, Synagogue of All Nations, was in the news. It was on headline news here in the UK. And why was because I used to work with an HIV charity, and because of the medication that we're giving to people were living longer. But we began to see an increase in the number of people dying, and those people who were dying were part of a particular church. Are you there?
Yeah.
They were part of a particular church, and they were dying. And people began to wonder why these people, even though they were on medication, but they were still dying. And then they realized that most of the people who were dying were either a member of the Synagogue of All Nations or Christ Embassy. So what happened then was that, so the organization, the HIV charities then in the UK, now got in touch with the top television and news stations like Sky News and all that. So they got Sky News, and they got somebody who would go there and act as somebody who is HIV positive as well, go to that church. So they went there and met with this pastor, and this pastor, it's a white woman actually, was part of TB Joshua's church, was selling the holy water to them and said, this holy water will heal you. So, but she didn't know was that the person she was talking with is not HIV positive, but just an ordinary member that we recruited for that purpose. So they went and began to sell this to them, saying, if you take this water, you'll be healed, you'll be this thing. And the woman said to the pastor, are you saying that I shouldn't take my medication anymore? She said, yes, don't take your medication anymore. This water will heal you. So then afterwards, we came back and revealed to the woman that this whole thing, this kind of just came out with the press, and it went to them and said, listen, this woman is not HIV positive, but you're here commercializing the work of God. You're lying to people that just ordinary water can heal people. And the woman kept denying. She said, no. She kept denying, no. I'll look for that video and send to you if it's online. You know? He said, no, we're not doing it. And that's how the church closed down.
Wow.
That's how the church closed down. Yeah, the church closed down. So no more synagogue population in UK anymore because they shut the church down. The government shut the church down straight. Because people were dying, you know, because they've been told that don't take the medication and just rely on this water. You know, so I think we need such kind of undercover work in Nigeria. And people need to go and begin to go into places and act as if with today you can go with camera on your body. You don't need to do lots of things. Just go with your camera on your body, on your phone, and just record things and just let's expose these people, because these are people who are selling fake creeds, they're selling falsities to people. You know, and we cannot continue like that. If we want the word of God to improve, we want the word of God to take over the earth, it has to be unadulterated. It has to be the genuine word of God. And what we have today is an aberration of the truth.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Deception is taking over. Deception. People are selling deception to people. Deceiving people, promising them emptiness. And hello? Hello? Hello.
Hello. Good day, DSA.
Yes. Yeah. Who is calling from where?
My name is Jude. I called yesterday from from Ekpoma, Edo State.
Yes, I remember. How are you, Jude?
Yes. Jude Romosele from Edo State, Nigeria, Ekpoma. I called yesterday.
I remember, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. When I made mention of a woman who has kidney issue, and we're trying to make donations for her to go for her kidney dialysis and get blood for her to. I made mention of that yesterday. I'm enjoying your program so much.
Hello, Jude. Hello, Jude. Sir. Jude, did you read the comments yesterday?
Yes, I did, but I didn't know how to send the information to the person who requested for it.
Well, you just go go to message. Go to the person's page and press message.
I don't even know who the person is, because it was a call. So the person maybe didn't drop a message on the comment box. So I don't know who the person is.
I myself saw some comments of people asking for the yes. And also, please, maybe you should give a telephone number now. If you have Nigerian telephone number, can you mention it so that if the person is hearing, they will call you?
Okay, I can call my phone number now, but on this movement agent that I'm using to call, I dropped the details there. But if you want me to call my phone number,
yes, mention it now. Mention it now.
My phone number is 080-544-06127.
Can you repeat it?
080-544-06127.
Okay. So that is somebody who wants to help the woman. Some of the people, they will get in touch with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I want to make my own contribution.
Okay.
to what you have been saying. It has been so awesome. But before I make my contribution, I want you to please allow me to read a certain Philippians chapter 1.
Hello? 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 I think the line is bad for the...
Hello, sir.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Talk.
I want to say something that most of these churches that are into this prosperity issue that takes money from people, I think from the beginning, because there's many I've seen, from the beginning they didn't start like that. Most of them started well, but at the end I think it now becomes a competition. For example, Mr. A has a church and he's serving God with his whole heart, but he's not getting cars, he's not getting lands, and other ministers are giving testimonies on how they have given out 20 cars and 20 lands. So they try to understand what these ministers are doing. So unknowingly to them, they start buying into this gradually. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I didn't make mention of some churches, but some person said I should make mention of church so that people will get to understand this. Now, I want to start making mention of churches. For example, I want to make mention of a church in Ekpoma here called All is for Grace Ministry. All is for Grace Ministry. The ministry started very well in a small place like a fellowship. They started well. They asked people to bring water from their houses, sachet water. People come with bag of sachet water and they pray for the water. They pray for people. People go home. They just pray for people. The pastor comes and he even sweep himself. He sweep, he arrange chairs. He wouldn't even know if he is the pastor. But as the church grew and grew, people start coming more. People start coming more. Every program he lay hands on the people. So he preaches and tell people your enemies will die. Your enemies will die. You know, people want to hear that, but because everyone feels that they have enemies. Even me here, I have enemies. But the funny thing is that what we don't understand is that my enemy may be me. I may just be my enemy. My lack of knowledge may just make me be a victim of my own self. So we keep praying against enemy. Along the line, the pastor said people should stop bringing water. That water they are bringing is not too okay. That they should start buying from him. So he started selling water. And now as I'm talking to you now, sachet water now is roughly almost like 500, 1,000 naira. And normally in this our environment, one sachet water is about 10 naira. If you are buying bag which contains 20 sachet water, a bag is 100 naira. Now that's big business. Then they tell you if you are sick, come outside, you will be healed. Come with a seed. Then look at the poor man, look at the poor woman who doesn't have a seed. This poor man probably trekked from a long distance to this church. He may not even have offering to give. You see, at the end, the poor people are neglected. That is one aspect of it. I'll give you another aspect. In Omega Fire Ministry in Ekpoma, in the year 2013, late 2013, we were told that those who attended Bible school will be sitting in the front seat. So I attended Bible school in that year because I was sick. I came to the church and they said I have the call of God. So I attended the Bible school. Then I was part of those who sits in the front. So it got to a day, I came to the church, they said, we are not going to sit in the front today. That special people are coming to sit in the front. I was surprised and I was shocked. I said, okay, let's see what the special people, I sat at the back. But so as the church went on, along the line, some group of men came inside with ram to do Thanksgiving with their bodyguards. They sat in the front. Sorry to say this, me, I'm not scared of death because as far as I'm concerned, I will say this, my name, I've said it, people who are listening to me, probably they are hearing me. I'm living my life for God. If I die today, I know that I have fulfilled what God has called me to do. They call this man a John Wele. He's a politician. He came to sit in the front seat. He and his thugs, they came to sit in the front seat.
And with ram.
I'm telling you, they do thanksgiving, but they said the front seat are for ministers. How come you said ministers should leave and these people should come? And the sad part of it is that they came late, they stayed for just 30 minutes and they left. The next Sunday we were asked back to sit in the front seat. I personally refused. I told them I'm no longer sitting in the front seat. Because this is what Pastor James said. He said it clean and clear. Don't tell the rich, come and sit in this good place, and the poor sit in this bad place. So I've been trying to understand what ministry is. I went to Bible school, I got more confused. I left Omega, went to Winners. I went through BCC, I went through LCC. It got to a point I asked some questions and they said I'm too controversial. That they mean the same thing, I should not forget. Anything that is said in the altar, I should just accept it. Then the question is that why should I accept something that I'm not persuaded about? Because I read my Bible in the book of Romans chapter 4. The Bible said Abraham was persuaded, which means there's a persuasion. How can you tell me to accept it like that? It's like a dogmatic way of life. Something that I lack knowledge about and I'm in need of the knowledge. I want to know why. So these days, we relate with God in different ways. Some people just relate with the power of God. Some people relate with the presence of God. But the truth is that most Christians don't know the person of God. We don't know the person of God. If we know the person of God, then we will become that person and we will respond in like mind, just like you are doing. You are spending a lot. Every day you come online. I think today in the afternoon, I don't know the time there where you are now, but where I am now, it is 9:05 now. But I saw you online, but I couldn't watch, and I couldn't because I was in the office. I couldn't really watch, except evenings like this where I can watch and listen to what is happening. But what I'm trying to say is that these teachings should go on, and we should not be scared to say the word. In the Bible, in the book of Romans chapter 16, I believe from verse 17, Bible says something. He said, these people, he said, they serve not the Lord God. He said, with good words and fair speeches, deceive the heart of the simple. With good words and fair speeches, deceive the heart of the simple. If you read the book of Galatians, that book Galatians was dedicated to the Galatians because of one person called Peter. Because why? Paul was sent to the Gentiles. When he was with the Galatians, talking to them, teaching them the way of Christ, about the circumcision does not avail, is the circumcision of the heart. Then Peter comes around, Barnabas comes around, but then James sent some people from his church to go visit Peter, to go visit Paul. When they were coming, Peter saw them and Peter withdrew himself from the people. Even Barnabas withdrew himself. Now, it brought an issue. People who they are preaching to, like the congregation, they were confused. Paul, look at what you've said to us. But now Peter is here and they withdrawn themselves. Are you trying to say that what you are saying is wrong or what you are saying is right? But that made Paul to withstood Peter and tell Peter face to face that what you are doing is wrong. Why will you be causing celebration in the house of God? Peter was not offended because Peter knew what he was doing was wrong. So the same Paul said, the same God who anointed Peter to preach to the Jews.
Hello? I think he spoke enough. The internet went off, so I guess that is enough for us today from him. Let's listen to other speakers. Or other callers, other people might want to call. So, he's a great guy. I think we should help him and help him to help those people. He's a very, very intelligent young man. And you can see that God is using him and God is going to use him even more. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
This is Brother Felix from Dublin.
From Dublin?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
How are you, sir?
We thank God, sir. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
We thank God for the grace given to you expose it again this evening. It was marvelous. Sometime last year, if I can remember, when I started following your messages, there was, I just want to like a reminder, there was this brother that was talking about the technology of streamlining, how to streamline your messages live in Nigeria. Like, I don't know if that brother is still working on that technology or that project.
No, I don't hear from him.
Okay. Because this prosperity message has really eaten too deep into the Nigerian society, and it will take a whole, let me not say a whole lifetime to clean it up.
Yeah.
It's why I also want to pray along the line that whatever God wants to do with you over there in Ukraine, God should do it quickly, because lives are wasting away in Nigeria in particular.
Yes.
Particularly in my state, in Edo State, you know. I remember when I watched the session you had with Don Pedro Baseki.
Yes.
There was a statement he made that there are more churches per square kilometer in Benin than any other in Edo State than any other state in Nigeria.
Yes.
You know, because it is terrible. It is terrible. In fact, I remember vividly, if I was not a Pentecostal church member then, the onset of TB Joshua, when he newly started, for those that are criticizing you, just for them to know that at times somebody need to be radical for Christ. When TB Joshua started newly, the late Archbishop Idahosa forbid, I think, them showing any of his program in Benin. In there, he fought. He was a radical man that time.
Yes.
You know, he stood his ground that they must never show any of his program. That is TB Joshua's miracles and whatever those dirty miracles that is. It was when he started newly. He fought tooth and nail that they shouldn't, any of the stations in Edo State then, or Benue State then generally, they must not air it, not to corrupt the people, because he knew that man was not genuine, you know. So, and I'm just thinking, because you know, for those in Nigeria that we are really praying for, we are our brothers and sisters, our parents that have gone too deep in this prosperity erroneous teachings. Many of them wouldn't have the data to watch this message that we that are here can easily afford. You understand? So I was just thinking, maybe that's why I raised up the issue of that brother that promised then. Sometime last year, I remember a brother was saying that he's working on technology on how to streamline life each time you are on in Nigerian stations. And also, if possible, this is a suggestion anyway, I realized that to travel from Lagos to Benin, for example, take about 6 hours or 7 hours. We can, if the possibility of mass producing these messages on VCD and giving it freely to all these motor transporters to show, because many of them have like videos they play from, like if you are traveling from Lagos to Benin, for example, they normally show like Nollywood movies and all those things. We give them freely. This like a suggestion. Maybe we can also work on that or think about that. I don't mind paying for some, if you can get the cost of mass producing these messages, particularly this one that teaches on prosperity, these prosperity preachers and all those things, so that as people are traveling, they can be seeing these things. And thirdly, we can also use the campuses. We can also use the universities, the polytechnics, and the college of education. We can give them freely, because so that these people can, whenever they get home, they can inform their loved ones and parents too. You understand, sir?
Yeah.
So these are just what I'm thinking about, because not our mothers and fathers back home, they don't even know what is data. They don't even know what, and they don't even know. So I'm just thinking if we can also walk along this line, because you remember we were saying sometimes that they can convert these messages to video CDs that we can give freely.
We are doing that. We are doing that already. We are distributing freely in Edo State, Lagos State, Abuja, all over Nigeria.
Good. Well done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm really troubled. I'm really troubled by all this. The way it is terrible. It is terrible, particularly in Edo State. Very bad. Very bad. Very bad. Very bad. I pray that God will empower you more and quicken what assignment that He has given to you in Ukraine, so that you can go to Nigeria on time, because it is terrible down there in Nigeria. It's very terrible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think we have a caller. We have another caller on the line. Let's see if there are still other callers or not. I can we'll see. No. Okay. Hello. Oh, that is Jude again, eh? Your line went bad.
Yes, sir. I think call came in and it just went off. Okay. I tried to call him back. I want to say a big thank you, because I was talking when the line went off. I was speaking. I'm calling from Edo State. Funny enough, the last caller called from Edo State. I'm thinking it's like the issue is more from Edo State, because it's more from the south, in the sense that if you check the top ministers, most of them are from the south. For example, we talk of Pastor Chris Oyakilome, is from Edo State. Talking about Apostle Justice Suleiman, is from Edo State. There are so many great men of God you can make mention of, which are from Edo State. I don't know why Edo State is like this. Like I said, in my own street alone, we have close to 4 or 5 churches. Just one house separating each church. Churches everywhere. Yeah. Speakers everywhere. Crusades everywhere. So, but the truth is this. On Christmas Day, there's a place called Era on 1 East in Edo State. I think on 1, that's what you call it, on 1 East in Edo State. We went there for touching lives at Christmas. It's a group of people who came from Kwara State. They came to Epoma. They said they needed people, so we can go to a community. I must tell you this: we had few people, and the people who came to join us to minister there are poor people, because it's a community of the poor. There's nothing you can gain from there. There's no offering. There's no tithe, because you have to give. Because as far as you are going there, you will look for something. You will look for clothes. You will look for shoes. Look for food. That was on Christmas Day. We went there. I ate my breakfast 6 p.m. that day. That's sacrifice, because I believe that ministry or Christianity, the life that Jesus Christ has called us to live, is a life of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Now this is it. If truly a Christian is my brother, another man is my brother, then why don't I treat them the way I would treat my biological brother or my biological sister? Because we need to understand this thing, if that is true. Because I remember reading the Bible, Jesus Christ, his mother and his brothers and his sisters were standing by while he was with his disciples. And his disciples said, your mother standeth, looking at standeth, maybe. So Jesus Christ said something to his disciples. He said, anyone that doeth the work of my Father, he is my mother, he is my father, he is my brother, he is my sister. So Jesus Christ was directly saying that his real brothers and his real sisters and his real mother are those people who are actually doing the work of God. Who are actually doing the work of God. Which means the work of God is what you are doing now. You are enlightening us. You are not sleeping now. You are spending time to do research. You spend time to organize. And you spend time you'll be standing. Watch you stand and take questions. And you are patient enough to listen, to explain. So me, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. Because I'm saying this because I'm talking to you. To me, it's a miracle. It's a real privilege on all parts. Because my pastor here, which we have just about, I think just 200 members. I can't even reach him. I can't even go and see him. Just 200 members, I can't. And now I'm talking to you. I'm surprised. Seriously speaking. 200 members here, the pastor, I can't reach him. I'll call him. He's always busy. I can't reach him. He's always busy. But if I have seed to sow, I can have access to him. So the only way to have access to men of God, most men of God in Nigeria, is seed. I'll make mention of a name. There's a woman who was in my department in Lassa Fever while I was there. Her name is Mercy. She lost her husband. When her husband was sick, she went to different churches. Finally, she went to a church in Warri. And they told her, before they can put you on prayer line, you have to pay 5,000 naira. She paid the 5,000 naira. A big church in Warri. There's a name they call the church. The guy, there's the way the man demonstrates. If he throws his leg, people will fall. If he throws his hand, people will fall.
Jeremiah.
There's the way yes, sir, that's it. So I'm saying this under heaven because God is witnessing for us. Anything I'm saying, if I'm lying, God is seeing me. If I'm saying the truth, God is seeing me. They paid the 5,000 naira. They lay hands on him. But finally, the man died. But before he died, they also went to another pastor who said they should give him land. So that he said once they give him that land, the man will be healed. But the wife of the man refused because that was the only land that they had. That was the only land and that was the only property they had. So he said they cannot give out that land. Nevertheless, the man died. People did not show up. Most people did not go to the place. I'm surprised. I don't know why I'm saying I'm surprised because, sir, the way it is, this gospel that you are sharing, the truth is that it's those who have money can still access your message. For example, I know how much I'm spending to listen to your message on daily basis. It's not easy. I make sacrifice. I don't have to take sometimes I have to trek long distance to spend the money I'm supposed to use for transport. I'll keep it. Maybe the money I'm supposed to use to buy extra meal, I'll keep it so that I can buy data and listen to you. What about people who are not working, who don't have access to that? How can they hear this message, this glorious message? How can they have access to it? How can they have it? Sir, we don't hear this kind of messages. These messages are not available for people to hear. So in the church, the only message you hear is threat. Even me that says I won't do that again. But when I still go to those places, after they are threatening, I will still find myself giving to them again. It's so surprising. I'll still find myself doing it. If you say, okay, this is the church you want to go, it's like the place is polluted. You hardly see one that is not it.
Because they have brainwashed everybody's mind.
What I'm saying now is that if you must go to church, where is the church we should attend now in Ekpoma? Which church are we going to attend?
Read the Bible for yourself.
They will not relate it to offering and tithe. Even if they have to preach about repentance, towards the end, they will still relate it to offering and tithe. If they are preaching about salvation, towards the end of the message, they will relate it to offering and tithe. And the funny part of it is this: once they are through praying and doing this message, they'll tell you, come and shake my hand with 10,000 naira for the miracle to be steadfast, to remain, for the blessing to remain. You must bring something before God can bless you. They'll give example of Elijah. They give example of Elisha. that the woman of the Zarephath woman brought the cruse of oil and what she has, and the prophet ate, and it did not go dry. So before you can get anything from God, you must bring something for God. If you don't have anything to give, God cannot give to you. It's what you have in your hand that God multiplies. They give example like Moses. They asked Moses, God asked Moses, what's in your hand? Moses said, rod. You see, they will tell you, they will give you scriptures upon scriptures to show that you must have something to give to God before God can give to you. Then I start asking the question, the woman with the issue of blood, who according to the Bible, the physicians, they have made her dry. She has nothing, but she touched the hem of the garment of Jesus Christ and she was made whole. What did God ask her to bring? Jesus Christ didn't say, okay, now you are whole. If you don't bring 20,000 naira, the healing will disappear. Jesus Christ did not say anything like that. So let's look at the New Testament. There's no way in the New Testament where you must bring as a prerequisite for healing or for deliverance or for salvation. There's no prerequisite of what you must bring. But this New Testament is that you must bring. I was listening to Papa Deboye. He said something in one of his programs. He said, if you have 1 billion naira to give, go and meet my secretary. I have a special information for you. If you say you don't have 1 billion naira to give, you have 500 million to give. Go and see, they have a special announcement for you. I was not surprised. Is there a different God now? The God for the rich and the God for the poor? I'm trying to understand. We have a God for the rich. Why is it that is the rich, the people that are rich that always receive the prophetic anointing? Everywhere they go, they receive prophecy. You do this, you do that. Why? But what happens to the poor? Who will stand up for the poor? Sir, people don't understand what privilege is. There are people who were born and they were dumped. They were dumb. Somebody probably helped them along the line. Maybe they grew in the street. They became beggars. The only life they knew is how to steal, some prostitution. Somebody has to speak to these people. Several times I have won soul for God. But when I win this soul, bring them to the church. The same church make these people and people go back to the world. So it's not difficult for me to win soul and take them to church. If I see somebody, I preach the gospel, and they tell me, Jude, I like your message. I want to serve this God. They say, okay, which church should we attend? Me, I don't have church to tell them, come and attend this church. Because they will drive them with money. They will impede them.
You know,
so sad.
Jude, you know that in the Bible,
so sad.
You know that in the New Testament, Christians didn't have a church.
That's true, sir.
They only met in homes, in houses, in homes. So that's what I advise people to do. They should just meet in homes, read their Bibles, do Bible study together in their houses. If they want, they can put on any of these messages and begin to just listen to these messages and discuss them and check if they are from the Bible or not. You know, all those mega churches, they are just going to be robbing them dry.
That's true, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And again, you said your message is in those states. I'm yet to see them because I'm looking for your messages to truly listen to and even play in my office so that people will hear it. Okay. So anybody who wants to challenge the message and say it is not it, bring your scripture to contest this message. Bring your scriptures to contest it. Few days ago, sir, was it 4 days ago now, we're listening to Matthew, is it Apostle or Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, who was justifying the issue of tithe. I was surprised that he used the book of Hebrews chapter 6 to justify tithe. That tithe is a mandatory thing. He used Hebrews 6, then he used Matthew 23:23. I was shocked. I read Matthew 23:23. I have 44 translations in my phone. I read it from all the translations. I was surprised. And my greatest shock is this. How can a great man of God as that use that kind of a scripture? Knowing fully well, Jesus Christ said, if somebody says this thing is more important, which means that if I have 10,000 naira and what I need to buy is 10,000 naira, and that one is more important than another one, which means I will spend the 10,000 naira first on the most important thing. According to that scripture, Jesus Christ was saying that the poor, he said, you pay tithe of homage earnings. He says, for you are forgetting the weightier matter of the Lord, which is the what? Is for the poor. Which means when you have, the first thing you consider is the poor, which means when I'm giving to the poor, there's leftover I can give to those others. He says, it's the poor. We consider the poor first. So we extort the poor. I call it extortion. I won't really call it manipulation, sir. I'll call it extortion because most of these people, they don't have a choice. Sir, I was in this place. I grew up not knowing my mom. I grew up in the street. Somehow, God helped me. I later knew my mom. God helped me. I'm talking, I called my name so that anybody can verify what I'm saying. I'm shocked. I don't know what to say again, sir. People are suffering. People are suffering, sir. I see them everywhere. Sometimes tears come out from my eyes, but I don't have the means to help them, and they don't even want to be helped because their mind has been so polluted that anything you tell them, they think you are the one that is different because virtually 99% of the persons around are saying one thing. Then you alone, you are coming to say something else. So they think the multitude justifies the means. So since everybody is saying this, then it must be like this. So your messages is, if there's a way you can be broadcasting if there's a way you can broadcast your message, even if it's in our FM, in Ekpoma, in Edo State, in Nigeria, in such a way that people can hear. Because the truth is that Nigeria is the main place. If Nigeria can be transformed, so I'm telling you, Africa will be transformed. If Nigeria can be transformed, if your messages, because when I got to understand that you are from Nigeria, I was shocked. I didn't know initially that you are from Nigeria until I got to hear your name, the complete name, that is the Yoruba name, and you are from Nigeria. So please, if there's a way you can send your people down to Nigeria and bring this message down so that people's life will be transformed. Because Nigeria, I'm telling you, if 10 years from now, the way this gospel is we are not being transformed, I don't think anybody will be alive. So people will be, ritualists will be a normal thing. Ritualism will be a normal thing. People in street in Nigeria, I'm telling you, in Ekoma here, you see young boys driving car of 13 million, 19 years old boy, and they drive it in convoys. Nothing happened. They have security men that guide them, which means that illegality is now legal. People not do anything. They'll tell you if Yahoo boys can be driving car, mean that we are serving God. God pays more. So they should, now that I'm a pastor, I should drive better cars than those Yahoo boys because God is bigger than their God. So if Yahoo boys can drive a car of 13 million naira, then me as a pastor, I should drive the one of 40 million or 80 million to show that my God is bigger. So the message is just overtuned. I think your work is so great, and I think if there's a way you can do it in such a way that even the lesser people will benefit from this your teachings, it will help. Like the issue I was talking about, I went to meet the woman because the woman is in an unconscious state doing dialysis, which means she cannot talk to you. She's on oxygen. I spoke with the man. I said, why is it that there's nobody around you? No brother, no sister. The man said they are Jehovah's Witnesses. According to their doctrine, they are not allowed to take blood transfusion. Say for the fact that the woman chose to take blood transfusion, then they deserted them. So no witness is allowed to associate with them. That is why they are left alone. And the name of this man is, I think, Muhammad. It's a Muslim name. They are from Muslim family. They gave their life to God. Now the same church is rejecting them. The prostitute in the street, a prostitute who wants to give his life to God, comes to church with what she has. The same church rejects this prostitute. The armed robber in the street comes to church the way it is so that he can be changed. The church rejects him. So who will now accept these people? How will these people now know God? When the teachers are rejecting them, from my own perspective, I think Jesus Christ is no longer in the church, he's in the street. That's what I think. You are right. Because if they are driving the prostitute, the robbers, those people who need Christ, they are driving them away from the church, and those are the people Jesus Christ came to die for. Then I don't think Jesus Christ will be inside the church, while the people he came to die for are outside the church.
You're right.
So from I may be wrong, but I think Jesus Christ is outside the church. That's what I think. Thank you very much, sir. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Thank you very much, sir. God keep increasing you. God keep blessing you and expanding you. My prayer is that, please, sir, don't stop. This message we listen to every day. Our lives keep transforming. Please, don't stop it. Keep on doing it. Please, sir. I really appeal. I don't have anything to offer, but what I have to offer is to appeal to you, sir. Please.
Hello, Jude.
Please, because sir, I'm hearing you, sir.
Yeah, look for Edwin Amimi on Facebook. That is our coordinator who is distributing all the CDs. Write to him on his Facebook Messenger, Edwin Amimi, so that you need some CDs.
Okay, Edwin and Mimi on Facebook. Edwin and
Mimi.
Edwin and Mimi on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, sir.
No problem. Wow. That's a gifted man. That's a gifted young man. Wow. Gifted young man. I believe that God has a great future for him. He's got a great future for him. Wonderful. Okay. Let's see if we still have a caller or not. It's like we still have a caller. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, DSA.
Is that John?
This is John from Toronto.
Yeah, Canada. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. DSA, thank you. I don't know how to thank you again for what you're doing. My heart is always filled with joy every time I listen to you. And I just keep remembering when you used to say, I'm praying to God to send me to Nigeria. You know, I don't know, every time I just say DSC. You know, I want to ask you this question. Did you know that was this thing you're doing that was going to change Nigeria? When you were saying it then, did you have this in mind, or you were just keeping it till God sent you, or it was revealed to you after God sent you? Because, you know, it's amazing to me. Why is it amazing to me is that when you were saying it, I kept on saying, how will does this man know what he's saying?
Over 13 years ago.
And you know, yes, I kept on saying, does this man know what he's saying? That he will change Nigeria. And you know, you used to make this statement, you said that why nobody has been able to do it is because they can't die. They can't give their life. That you've given your life already. Yeah. And DSA, I'm giving you another name, Nehemiah. You know, you're the Nehemiah of our generation. You're the Nehemiah of our generation, DSA. Thank you again. And DSA, you know, one thing I think that maybe, you know, sometimes I feel you underestimate how bad things are. Do you remember that young man that called to teach you? Hello, DSA.
Yes, sir.
That young man that called. He's a Christ Embassy member. DSA, it's so bad in Nigeria now that anybody who calls you now, anybody who speaks, I can tell you the church they go to. Anybody who speaks. So, DSA, I'm telling you, anybody who speaks. I mean, I was the one that identified Adishola. She didn't go say anything, and she was talking. I said, this is a Christ Embassy member. And she didn't say anything. Even from the sound, the tone of her voice, I could tell. It's just to tell you, no, why I'm saying this is that when that man called, I was almost shedding tears. Why I was shedding tears is how they have brainwashed. That guy is a young guy. He's a young man. Yeah. I'm sure he won't be more than, he'll be between 30, maybe he's between 25 to 35, or maybe, you know, he's a very young man.
Yeah.
And they say, the confidence he was speaking with, I was, in my heart, I was crying. I said, look at what they've done to us. Look at what they have done. And they say, why Christ Embassy is bad is that they go and catch youths. I mean, DSA, one of the first churches I went to was Christ Embassy.
Wow.
And I didn't stay there for 3 years. When I was there, I just kept on saying, everything here is wrong.
Yeah.
Everything here is wrong. I kept telling myself, when I left, because my other sister was attending Christ Embassy. When I left, when she kept on asking me, why did you leave? Why did you? I used to tell myself, you cannot understand. You cannot understand. Mm-hmm. It was last year when my sister left that she called me and said, now understand what you were saying then. This was almost, this I'm telling you, and this is almost 14 years ago when I left. I was telling her, you cannot understand. If I tell you why, you will become my enemy. DSA, they have ruined our country. They have, DSA, I don't know if you've come across this book, Becoming Anarchy by Robert G. Kaplan.
I saw it, but I didn't read it.
He wrote, Becoming Anarchy by Joe. When I read it, I was afraid. In fact, the guy talked about how the West will shut Africa away. In fact, when Ebola happened, I was so scared because that was one of the things he said in that book. He said that the West was going to shut Africa because Africa, things are going to get so bad that diseases will start, communicable diseases, and the West will be so afraid that they will shut Africa from the rest of it because of. And when Ebola happened, I said, this is what Robert G. Kaplan was talking about in that book, Becoming Anarchy. I've been so afraid for Africa. That is because things are getting worse and worse and worse. And I've been thinking, I've read books. What is wrong with Africa? Most of my answers is when I met you. Following you. In fact, it's like any question I ask God, but I ask myself, you answer it. I'm telling you, that is what fascinates me about following you. And it's like, in fact, my wife would just be telling me, DSA again. I come home, DSA, you wake up with DSA. Because DSA is like, the truth is that if you think kingdom message and DSA, those things you thought then transformed my life, the one that now just scattered everything was church shift.
Yeah.
Church shift now scattered everything. In fact, church shift put fire. So yes, that's why when I listen to you, it's emotional for me because I see, because I moved out of Nigeria 2011, I moved back to Nigeria 2012. I went to school in the US. Then I later moved here again to Toronto, and I went to school here again. I did another master's degree here, and I'd given up. I said, you know what, Nigeria for me is 30 years. Most of my friends would call me and say I've forgotten about. But when I don't know. I used to follow you, but I didn't even know you had so many messages on YouTube.
Yeah.
When I don't know how I now came across, I now started listening. I was so happy. And I even found out that you do this every day. DSA, now I'm having hope for Africa again.
Wow.
Now I'm believing that Africa, DSA is so painful. DSA, I have a company in Nigeria, and at the end of the month, all what I pay my staffs in a month, the salary they pay, it's not even up to what I get paid in the work I'm doing here in a week. And I'll be asking myself, can you imagine the reality of human beings?
Wow.
And they're well paid, they're very well paid. And I'm like, how will Africa come out with this, the poverty in Africa? How will we come out of this? And they say, you're answering every day I listen to you, you're answering my questions. You're answering all the questions I ask God. In fact, as if I ask God any question, I listen to one of DSA series, he will answer it. Now I'm listening to the whole thinking series. I'm listening to the whole, it's like, DSA, I don't know, but I don't know where you came from. I don't know where you came from.
Somebody was just writing that today also. That
I was telling you this before that DSA, any studious Christian, when a preacher is preaching, you can tell who he reads.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth, DSA. When a preacher is preaching, any studious Christian, you can tell that this person is reading. In fact, it's like plagiarism in Africa is, once this person is talking, you say, this person has downloaded this book now. Let me give you the book, sir. If you go and read it for yourself. It's true now, yes. You know. Some of these preachers, when they are preaching, say, this is this book now. Why is this man talking as if it's revelation? Then they say, this thing is a lie now. This is not revelation now. Can I even break this in this book now? Why is this man lying? You wrote this now. It's not your revelation. You don't teach. Do you want me to show Koro Koro? They say, you're laughing, but it's the truth.
Yes.
They say all of them is so bad that sometimes you wondering, is it that? Is it only me that is seeing this thing? This man is saying he's bad himself. He's not even changing the thing. This is the truth. Is what is going on in Africa. All of them.
And that's why it's impossible to listen to these pastors anymore.
I couldn't listen to any of them again.
Even the ones in America, it's impossible to listen. They're all copying what somebody has already written about.
Yes, DSC, and in fact, every studious person, even they themselves know. You can, in fact, DSC, you can even quote the chapter of the book. If you can say this book, if you turn to this page, all these things he says now, and they'll come and they tell you his rhema, his revelation. That's the one that used to annoy me. You're quoting this person's book back, and like now, if you school in the West and you understand, intellectual property, you understand that you can't even quote people. You have to make reference that this is who you're quoting now. But in Africa, they will just download the whole thing and copycat, and they will just paste it, and everybody's. Man, they say thank you so much.
You know what I'm now afraid of?
Yeah.
I'm now afraid that all your wives, all you men's wives, they will come and cause revolution for me here, because since the statistics on this my platform says that 70%, not 70%, but 67% of the people who follow me are men, and then a lot of them, they have brought their wives, they are able to bring their wives. But many of them, their wives are still angry and say, why are you blaming our father, our papa? And it's always, in 60% of the cases, it is the men who are finding it difficult to make their wives to follow DSA.
My wife, the men. In fact, everything. The funny thing is that why I play my message for, your message to my wife is that sometimes I'll tell her that, okay, this thing I was telling you, come and hear it. This thing I used to tell you, come and hear it. And it's like, how to teach so much that's why when you teach, it's hard for teach people how to be independent. You teach people how to creative. Yes, so somebody, that I asked somebody a question one day. I said, have you ever thought of it that you go to your pastor prays for you, pray, and you go into a surgery, then the doctor spends 10 hours doing surgery. The doctor 20 years of training, 20 years of hard work, 20 years of research. Now your pastor prayed for you. You now go, the doctor finishes the surgery and everything. You don't even say thank you to the doctor, but you go back to your pastor and you sow a seed and you say, God, use your pastor to. You were neglecting the hard work of the doctor. You were neglecting. Do you think if it was like that, we don't need doctors again now? And the guy started thinking, he said, but wait, this thing you're saying is true. I said, do you know how many years of research for them to be able to do that surgery? Well, do you know how many years? Do you know how much billions for them to get to that level of knowledge? Do you know how many? So DSA, that's the gift. Your gift to us is that you're making us think. And like you said in the thinking series, you become alive when you start thinking. Yeah. You become alive when you start asking questions. So DSA, that's when you're making us think. And you're beginning to, when it's just like your message when you were talking to the atheist.
Yes.
Do you understand? That, it's just the thinking. When those questions you started asking him,
yes.
And you see, that's where the relationship with God, because when you have a relationship with God, you know the answers. You know the answers, he doesn't know the answer.
Yes.
So the person who has the answers is more superior to the person who doesn't have the answer. So DSA, I can't thank you enough for this program. I can't, my hope, because when I used to tell people that I've forgotten about Africa, Africa is gone. It was when I started listening to your message and every day how you bombard these wrong teachings and everything. My hope started coming alive again. I started believing in Africa again. I thought, Africa is forgotten. Forget Africa. Nothing can happen again. So, yes, I can't say thank you enough. Thank you enough. I really appreciate everything and continue, keep the fire on. I don't even know what, when I've told my wife, come back and continue. Everybody, we must continue till we deliver these people. These people are in bondage. Let's even pick, that guy that called the other time, that one that called to question you, is our sample. We will use him as sample experiment. Sample. In fact, that's what is our sample. We are going to look at how these people think, how they think, where they used to cage them, and we are going to, deliver them from this bondage that they have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Now, before you go, John, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
This thing you are seeing me do now, as important as it is and as crucial as you people see it already producing, whatever change it's already capable of producing. Let me tell you something though.
Yeah.
By the grace of God, if this my feet will touch Nigeria again, then you will know that this thing I'm doing right now is less than 1% of what I have already planned out. I'm not talking, I'm not talking. I'm saying that
to you again because I doubted it the first time.
Yes, because the teaching, what I'm doing right now is just the material, the raw material. But I'm not going to be doing teaching. I think when I go to Nigeria, if I will do, maybe I will do. But it's going to be another form. This one I'm just doing because this is what I can do now under the circumstances. Otherwise, by the time I get on ground, this one, everything that we are doing right now, all these things will be like just 1%. 99% of what I plan to do has still not been done yet. I've not even started at all. This is just warm up. When people want to play football and they begin to run up and down to do warm up before the real thing start. This is what we are doing now.
Yes, I can't doubt you again. Why I say I can't doubt you again is, every day, even in my sleep, I keep remembering those things you said then. With the confidence you used to say then, I used to say, what does this man say? This man. Or DSA, we are fully and we are solidly behind you. DSA, we are solidly behind you. And God helping us will contribute. DSA, things I know. These your teachings, things are changing. You don't even see there's some testimonies upon testimonies upon people who have started NGOs, people who are helping the poor based on just this. Some of them is just one of the message they will hear.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the miracle. I don't think people used to go and pray for again. This is the miracle we are seeing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Blessings.
So much. Yes,
bye. Bye. Wow. Amazing. Okay. I think we still have a caller. You always We still have a caller here. It's going to be midnight here. But we'll take this one caller at least. Hello?
Hello, DSA.
Adeshola, nice to hear from you again.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yep.
Actually didn't plan calling. I was just, I didn't plan calling at all. I just want to listen today, and I've just been listening. I didn't even make any comment. I just want to listen. And I'm calling just to respond to that brother Jude that called from Nigeria.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, and I just want to appreciate you, DSA, because you were listening to this guy. You did not cut him off.
Yeah.
I was just like, I could see some people were commenting, oh, he's taking too much time. I'm like, why can't people just be patient? Let's be patient. I could see the pain this guy is trying to, is having in his heart. And I could see the determination, the discipline. What really touched me that maybe I would like to call is when he said he was saving his money just to get data to listen to this message. That we even trek from work or wherever he's coming from down home just to make sure that is a seeker of the truth. That is a lover of the truth right there. And I know a lot of people are even there in Nigeria. They have money to buy clothes. They have money to buy all these luxurious things. But now come to listen to the truth. They will say they don't have data. They will like, what do you use the money for? Some of them still do have money. DSA, I must tell you, when I see people doing stuff in Nigeria, I marvel. In that country that is so much, people are in so much poverty, but you still see people lavishing their money all around. And I could see that was what this guy was trying to express. That you still see young people riding cars, spending their money. And just based on what you are talking today, the prosperity preaching is because of our own greed. People are being greedy. Even people just want to get things for themselves, just to enjoy. People don't want to give for them. They don't want to give of themselves to others. They just want where they can receive, where they can gain. And that is why they can go to a church and they will tell them that you can come and sow a seed so that you can get a multiplication. And that is why it's so easy for them to be brainwashed. But for some people that has been brainwashed, that knows that this thing can't remain like this, they are now seeking the truth, and they come to know this truth, and they come to imbibe in this truth. I was just so happy, even when the line caught on him. And he called back, and I could see how patiently you were listening to him, how patiently you allowed him. And I must tell you, DSA, there are so many people out there in the same shoe that this guy is. So many that are really seeking the truth. Actually, some of them don't even have the money sincerely. But they are missing out in all these messages. They are really, really missing out. For people that I know, we try to tell them, we try to connect them when, the time that they are having the free data for people in Lagos, in Abuja. I was able to get in touch with, with people. But now that I hear that there are CDs being distributed, I was like, okay, I think this is another thing to step up in telling people that are like complaining that they don't have data, so that that is where I will know the true test. If you really are seeking the truth, now here comes the CD. Can you find time to listen to this? If you really want to imbibe by this truth, because this is not the word of man. This is purely the word of God. If you really, really want to live by this truth. I was just so encouraged. And I want to say this. For people that don't still understand the state of those buildings called church in Nigeria, people should get out of those places. And that is my sincere and utmost desire, that all those buildings will be locked up. It will be turned to factories. It will be turned to things that will improve the life of people. Those buildings are not improving people's life. It's destroying people's life. The presence of God is not there. The presence of God is with us. We carry it everywhere we go. It doesn't matter where we are. And that is why when we come to this platform, we've come here to fellowship. I heard Brother John calling that when he heard me call the first time, he knew that I was a Christ Embassy member. Because you can tell that people that have gone out there, that have experienced some things, when they come to this platform and try to express their pain, you can tell that they want to learn and they want to come to that truth. Something happened. We sent you a message that my sister-in-law was, armed robber came to rob them 2-3 days ago in Benin. And these are core members of Christ Embassy.
Wow.
These are big time members of Christ Embassy. And dear, so you know the funny thing? Our husband works in the church.
Wow.
My husband called them yesterday. Now you guys were robbed. You know, I don't know, DSA, the decay that is going on in Nigeria is unbelievable. And that is why God is a God of justice. And I believe that there is a justice coming up upon that land. Because it is only in Nigeria you will hear that people will take a POS machine to the house to rob somebody. This was what they did to my sister-in-law. Wow. The purchase of sale machine, they took it to the house.
Wow.
Asked them to bring their debit card. All their money in the bank was wiped out.
Wow.
All the money was wiped out. All the money was wiped out. Because if you give them a wrong PIN number, the POS machine will tell you right away that it is wrong. And they were ready to kill, they were ready to really, in fact, they were ready to hurt them. Because you cannot tell them any wrong PIN. You have to give it to them. They took all their money. And her husband works in the church. And the funniest thing, the painful thing, the Christ Embassy are not doing anything to help these people. They are not helping them. So my husband said, okay, we're going to take it from there. Okay, we try to let you guys hear things all this while you guys are not listening right now. They came to rob you. Where is Pastor Chris that is declaring supernatural here, whatever? Now you'll be robbed. We don't know I know it has to be from one source or the other, but whichever source it might be, you'll be robbed, right? The church should come to your aid. Whichever capacity they have to come to your aid and help you. These people have to start going. They went out to start borrowing money. You know, just to keep themselves, because all the money they took, our wedding ring, they took everything in the house. They took their cell phone. They were really they just drained them, they just drained them completely. And this is a land, this is a country that every corner of the houses there is full of churches everywhere. You have church everywhere. The building surrounded everywhere. So you're not telling me that God is not going to judge a land like that, a nation like that. There's going to be justice. Because the people that are doing this evil thing, if they don't come to know God, if they don't come to understand that God is a God of justice, the God of equity, is a God of righteousness, things cannot be done like this. And if these pastors does not change their tone of messages, because these people that come to rob these people, they all want to live big. They all want to live fine. That is why they can come and rob some. Because I can't just wrap my mind around it for no reason. Why would they come and rob them? And they took all their belongings. And the church that they belong to is not even coming to them. Because we asked them yesterday, we really asked them. We don't want to. We just don't want to speculate. We just don't want to assume. They said they just told the church they are not doing anything. They said they will pay him the next salary. So the next salary is what he's going to wait on. And that is a church that their pastor he has a lot of money. Pastor Chris is living so well, he's doing so well. When you talk of, when I mean doing well, material wealth, because that is not spiritual wealth as far as I'm concerned. Because people are dying, people are just, so even my own brother-in-law that they still go to Christ Embassy. I was telling my husband, I said, why are these people still there? He kept complaining, there are so many things they know that is wrong. You guys leave. I know I was like that before, but it didn't take me too long to realize that these are just, you guys are going to end up in hellfire if you don't leave. It's not like you guys are going to end up in hellfire. You got to leave and run for your life. You guys are seeing things, definitely. They are seeing things, that their eyes are opening, definitely. My brother-in-law said it's as if he has not started Christianity. He's just starting Christianity. He realized all these things. But it's as if they find it difficult to leave that place called church. They find it difficult to be fellowshipping at home. I don't know whether it's the way whether it's the environment or they believe that they have to associate with other people. Start with your family.
Yeah.
Start with your family. I remember when we started our fellowship, it was myself, my husband, my daughter was very little then. It was just the three of us who started the fellowship. Then when I had my second baby, it's now 4. Now we are like 15. So it doesn't even matter. Even if we are 2 forever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just do the fellowship. Share the word of God. And do what is expected of you in the society. Go out there and help others. Go out there and do what God has told us to do. Preach the gospel. Teach others. Be of help to people that you need to be of help to. Because these are the things that builds us, that helps us not to be greedy. There's so much greed in the heart of people. Yes, it's just unbelievable. That's why the Bible says that godliness with contentment is a great gain.
Yeah.
I always used to sing this into some of my sisters that I'm close to, my daughters that are all over. I said, you guys have to be contented whichever state you are. Try to be content. Let this contentment be upon you. Because the amount of contentment you have determines how your state of heart will be with God. Yeah. Because these are just material things that are just going to fade away. Even if I say I have everything, that is not it. It is just material things. Yeah. But in Africa, and that's why I tell people, I said, when you want to do something, when you want to party, I tell people, when you want to party, make sure you do it with a right mind. You have to do it with a right mind. And that's the same problem we are having in Africa. But I believe strongly that all these messages is making a great and mighty impact. For me to call, I'm just responding to the call of that brother Jude. That brother Jude is one out of thousands of people in Nigeria that are really thirsty to hear this truth, that are really hunger for this truth, but financially or some otherwise they can't come, to enjoy this. But now I heard that there is a distribution of CDs. I'll really appreciate if I can get anybody. I have people in Lagos that I would love to get these CDs to get a contact so that where they can get the CD or whichever way, so that they can distribute it as well. Yeah. Because a lot of them are complaining of data. Okay, data is not going to be, you have a CD player in your house, just slot it in and play and listen to it. Yeah. Except when they have a power outage. When the power is back, you can listen to it. Data is a major problem. Yes, I know that is a big issue right there. So but the CD that is out now, I believe is a great stepping stone for people that are sincere in their heart, that said, I really want to hear this truth. So I just appreciate all that you are doing. We can't appreciate you enough, DSA. You are doing such a great thing, and I know a lot of people are telling you that you might not know the impact of what you are doing. And I know you also said that this is just a tip of the iceberg. That DSA, if this is a tip of the iceberg, I don't know what is going to be the iceberg. I'm afraid what the iceberg is going to be. I don't know. But whichever way it's going to be, I know that this little that you are doing is making great and mighty impact. Is making great and mighty. I just want to appreciate that brother Jude. I pray the Lord will continue to stir up his heart, the zeal that he has in his heart. The Lord will continue to strengthen him and give him more room to be able to come and listen to this message. Though he's saving his money to buy data, I pray the Lord will make way for him, and for as many that he also wants to get the message across to, the Lord will help him to be able to get the message across, because that is the multiplication we are called to do. We multiply. As we are heard, we also will go out there and teach others, so that they also will learn and grow in the things that we are learning, especially when it comes to the things of God like this. Thank you so much, DSA.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Now, to get the messages, you just need to get in touch with Pastor Edwin and Mimi. That, he will then connect you to people who have the message in Lagos and in Abuja and in Edo State and other places where the messages are being distributed for free. So that's all for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So have a wonderful evening. Blessings.